Over the next couple of days and weeks, lots of changes coming here to Maryland. Indoor dining, casinos, malls, arcades. You'll be able to go back to the gyms, but this is all going to come with some safety protocols in place. Now, the announcement comes with a warning from one of the coronavirus response team members. And WMAR 2 News' Abby Isaacs has that story for us tonight.
Johns Hopkins Dr. Tom Inglesby is worried about a resurgence of cases. He says we still need more time to see how previous reopenings and the recent protests impact the case numbers before opening up more things.
I'm worried that people have kind of accepted where we are as a new normal, and it is not normal.
Dr. Tom Inglesby says the continued rise of COVID-19 cases in Maryland shouldn't be accepted as normal.
Some countries have driven their cases down to zero. So are we resigned to losing 1,000 Americans a day until we have a vaccine? And I hope we aren't.
He's the director of the Center for Health Security at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health and on Governor Larry Hogan's coronavirus response team. He says he's been supportive of Hogan's actions up until yesterday's announcement to reopen indoor dining, gyms, casinos, and malls over the next week.
We know there have been incredible economic losses and terrible hardship around the country from social distancing. But to move too rapidly to open the economy broadly poses a high risk of accelerating the spread of this disease.
He says while cases, hospitalizations, and ICU bed numbers are trending down, we still had over 700 new cases and 31 deaths in Maryland in the last 24 hours. He thinks we need to take more time, at least a few more weeks, to see how previous reopenings and the recent protests impact the case numbers before opening up more things.
If we do now end limits to indoor gatherings, if we do restart conventions, if we do open casinos and restaurants, and we do all these things at once, coming on the heels of doing a number of other things about 12 days ago, I am worried that we will increase our risk of having a resurgence in cases.
He says that's because the virus transmits person to person, and the more personal interaction, the more opportunities for transmission.
The future course of the epidemic is all about what our political leaders decide and how we all act personally to try to limit the spread of this disease.
He recommends continuing to avoid large gatherings, and he encourages people to wear masks and telecommute when possible. He also has specific recommendations for people who are protesting. We have that information on our website, wmar2news.com. In Baltimore, Abby Isaacs, WMAR 2 News.